What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday, happy Thanksgiving Eve, happy Friendsgiving for those who celebrate that. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the weather update for Wednesday, November 27th, 2024. If you're new to my channel, this is where I do the daily weather update for the United States, mainly talking about the lower 48. We sometimes talk about other parts of the world as well. Want to stay informed with what's going on with the latest winter weather, severe weather, tropical weather, drought conditions, and everything else in between. You have come to the right place. If you're new to my channel, and I've been getting a lot of new viewers lately, so if you've been viewing my videos lately, consider subscribing down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. The more people that hit that like button, the more YouTube's going to push my content throughout the algorithm. And of course, share this video with anyone you know. Hit the notification bell to be notified of my latest videos, and leave your comments down below. Alright, just doing a 10-minute update today, or at least I think we're going to be around 10 minutes, just updating on the weather for the all-important Thanksgiving Day tomorrow, and the post-Thanksgiving cold air blast that is coming for the east, and of course, yes, there will be some lake effect snows in the Great Lakes. The Weather Prediction Center is talking about this, and you can see here they have highlighted areas where there will be at least some minimum impacts for lake effect snows, and you can see all of the Great Lakes is included in this. And look to the west of the Great Lakes. Look at some wind chills. Oh yes, we're talking about wind chills 10, 20, even greater than 20 degrees below zero Thanksgiving through Sunday in the northern plains. Oh yes, you're going to want to bundle up and stay warm if you are in that area. Taking a look at the satellite picture, we do see we have a developing storm system across the central region of the United States. We do have clouds that are moving into the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic region. There is moisture developing with those clouds. If you're on the west coast, it is going to be a quiet Thanksgiving for you. Temperatures will be about average. Things will be sunny for you tomorrow. Not expecting any major issues. If you're in the southeast tomorrow, pay attention. You could see a few isolated severe thunderstorms tomorrow, and a tornado warning or two cannot be ruled out. And of course, in the northeast, rain, even some snow in the higher elevations away from I-95, with rain along I-95 expected for Thanksgiving. Here is that developing storm system, and you can see moisture is starting to increase if you're in the area of Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, Indianapolis. Yes, you are starting to see some showers, rain showers. Even the northern fringes of this, maybe there are a few snowflakes. Back across Kansas, where the area of low pressure is, yes, there is some rain showers for you as well. We're starting to see things end in the Rockies, but you did see some significant snowfalls in the Rocky Mountains. And as noted on the West Coast, hey, things are quiet. Things did clear out for Thanksgiving after all, which is some good news. And in the Northeast, things haven't really gotten going yet, but in Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, the precipitation will start overnight. The good news for you guys in the southern portion of the Mid-Atlantic, this is going to be a fast-moving system. So if you're in Washington or Philadelphia, by the second half of tomorrow, we could already see this system starting to wrap up. But New York and Philadelphia, there's two major parades going on there. Unfortunately, it will be raining during the parades tomorrow. Yeah, not going to be the nicest of mornings. And I know there's those turkey trots and other things that go on as well. National Hazards Map. We can see here, quiet on the West Coast. Still some winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories off for portions of Colorado. And we do have a freeze watch, which is up here. It is right here. Freeze watch, which is up for portions of Texas. We'll have to keep our eyes on that. If you have any potted plants, you might want to bring them inside to help keep them safe. And winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings are up for portions of the Northeast. And then you see these green advisories, which are up along the Great Lakes. And those are actually lake effect snow warnings. Yes, they are now up. We'll talk about that. I'll show you the high-res models in just a little bit. I do want to show you a couple weather forecasting offices. This is the one, I believe this is out of National Weather Service in Gray, Maine. And take a look here. We can see here in northwest Maine, portions of the mountains of New Hampshire. You can see here they are forecasting 6 to 8 inches of snow. And based on the color code, highest elevations could even see 8+ inches of snow, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Now going to the Albany forecast office, and we do see here, again, this is going to be an elevational snow event, but even lower elevations such as Saratoga Springs could see 1 to 2 inches of snow. But the higher elevations in the Adirondacks and the Catskills to your west of the I-87 corridor, there could be some higher snowfall amounts of, generally 6 to 8 inches, even locally 8+ inches of snowfall could potentially happen, and even up in Vermont, in the mountains, we're looking at generally 3 to 6, maybe 4 to 8 inches of snowfall, and I will show you the computer models in just a moment. Storm Prediction Center, we do have to talk about this. There is the marginal risk of severe weather today. Could be an isolated tornado or two in the southeast. This does include Birmingham, Alabama, just to the east of Jackson, Mississippi, Tallahassee, Florida. You are now included in this. Wind threat, hail threat, all small at this time. And day 2, look at this. Anywhere from New Orleans through just southeast of Atlanta, Tallahassee, Florida, Raleigh, North Carolina, Charlotte, Columbia, Charleston, Savannah, Georgia, Jacksonville. Yes, marginal risk of severe weather tomorrow. Could this get upgraded to a slight risk? It's possible, not a lock, but it is possible that happens. There's 2% for tornado, wind, hail. If you get a tornado warning in the middle of your Thanksgiving gathering tomorrow, please get to the safest portion of your home. And I understand if you're having a large gathering, that's going to be hard to do because that's going to be cramming a lot of people into a safe space. But just know where the safe space is in your home. Just if you have multiple safe spaces, utilize them at the best you can tomorrow if a tornado warning should happen. Again, it's not the best threat of a tornado ever. It's not the greatest threat ever, but the threat does exist, and I want you to be prepared in any of these areas that I am mentioning that is in this marginal risk in case there is in fact a tornado tomorrow. We've seen marginal threats before that end up producing a sizable tornado. It can happen. So be prepared. Wind is a threat and hail is a threat tomorrow as well. Taking a look at the Weather Prediction Center, there is a marginal risk of, or there was a marginal risk of excessive rainfall yesterday. There's no risk today. I forgot to refresh that. Taking a look here at the precipitation amounts, and we'll just take a look at the days 1 through 7. And you do see here there is some heavier precipitation across portions of Texas. That's a disturbance that will develop there. And you're seeing here along all the Great Lakes in various different locations, heavier precipitation amounts. Yes, that is from lake effect snows. Erie, Pennsylvania, Watertown, New York, just to name a couple places. You could see multiple feet of snow as these bands will set up and stall for multiple days. And you do see the precipitation that will happen across the Northeast tomorrow. Rainfall along 95, snow to the northwest of 95. And not all this precipitation that you see here will actually add up to accumulating snowfall because, well, this is really a marginal cold air setup, which is why the amounts are not really going over 10 inches in most cases. Could there be an amount over 10? Yeah, maybe Mount Washington or somewhere could pick up an amount like that, but it's not really likely. All right, today being Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving, keyword Thanksgiving, we get the drought update early because, after all, tomorrow is a holiday and not much in the way of changes. We still see a lot of areas in the United States that are dealing with moderate drought, even extreme drought, and exceptional drought. The Northeast, yes, any precipitation we see tomorrow will be beneficial. Any precipitation that falls anywhere else over the next week, it will be beneficial, but unfortunately, you'll see in the Climate Prediction Center update, there's going to be a lot of dry areas going ahead. Hey, that rainfall in Texas that's expected, let's go back for a second. Here it is. That will be very beneficial for you right there along the Gulf Coast. All right, take a look at the HRRR model, and we can see here precipitation will continue to fill in with that area of low pressure, and rain will occur in Pittsburgh tonight. Philadelphia, it'll probably happen anytime after 1, 2 a.m. New York City, probably closer to, we'll say, 5 a.m. You'll start to see some precipitation. But just to the northwest of 95, you see it is snowing. And snow in some of these higher elevations, it will come down at a moderate clip, and maybe even heavy at times. But as you see here, we're already through midday. It's still raining in New York City and Philadelphia. But look at that. by the time we get to 1, 2 o'clock. It's starting to end in Philadelphia. The back edge is in New York City by late afternoon, and it's snowing pretty good in Vermont, New Hampshire, and portions of northern Maine, and even northern upstate New York. It's snowing pretty good, but by the time sunset's coming around, this system is already just to the east of Maine. It does transfer to a coastal storm system, and by the time Black Friday comes around, take a look. The storm system's gone, but look what happens behind it. The winds are whipping, and you're starting to see these lake effect snow squalls show up. Everywhere else across the United States, look at this. Black Friday is looking good for you. Now, I want to back this up for just a second because I need to shift to the southeast real quickly. This is important too. And you can see here, we do have these thunderstorms. It's not widespread. It's not the biggest threat that we have ever seen, but we do see some of these cells, these isolated cells. There could be a localized severe storm here and there. Again, I'm really hesitant to say they would upgrade to a slight risk tomorrow. I mean, the HRRR here, look at this once again. Yeah, it's just not all that impressive of an event. There's not a lot of moisture to work with for you, so I don't think this is going to be a big event. You do note here, though, take a look at this. Right around Jacksonville, Florida, and southern Georgia, we do see a few more individualized cells tomorrow evening, so that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. And on Black Friday, there could be a few showers across Florida as well. Going back to the national view, again, really windy conditions on Black Friday in the Northeast, especially across the Great Lakes. Hey, rain and snow showers, big flurries, they could even come into New York City and Philadelphia on Friday. Yeah, I think the winds will be strong enough to carry that your way. And take a look here across the northern plains. There is a disturbance. I will show you that on the NAM. That is a disturbance we'll have to watch as we go to Saturday. It could make it to Missouri and Iowa, and maybe even portions of Indiana and Illinois. Eventually it will break up as it goes over the mountains. And you also see as we head towards Sunday, yeah, lake effect snows. They're continuing over the Great Lakes. It's going to last for several days. All right, let's talk about temperatures for Thanksgiving, shall we? Then Thanksgiving across the United States, hey, if you are in the South, it is going to be rather mild ahead of that front, especially if you're east of the Appalachian Mountains. Take a look at this. 60s and 70s. Greensboro, North Carolina, mid to upper 60s for you. 70s across Florida, maybe even a few 80s, but that's it. After that, watch what happens. Yes, things get colder. And even in the West Coast, in the Rocky Mountains, things are going to be rather cold. Now, if you're along the immediate coast, things will be maybe slightly a few degrees below average for Black Friday. I mean, we're seeing 50s and 60s, even a few areas near 70, but really, you're not really going to warm up until we head into next week. And as I continue to advance this, look into northern plains on Saturday. Here comes that Arctic air. It's going to continue to just blow in as we head in through the weekend, and it is really going to start to feel cold on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for a lot of locations. And you can see here, overnight Saturday night, these are 30s and 40s. Way down into Florida as well. Yes, that is some particularly cold air. Let's go over to the GFS now, and we will go into the weekend. And taking a look at the weekend here, here's those lake effect snow showers. That will continue. There comes that disturbance that comes through the Ohio Valley. Nothing major expected with that. As we head into next week, there's going to be this trough that's in the east, and along the jet stream, there's going to be a lot of weak disturbances that pass through. Here comes one on Tuesday. Immediately you see behind there, there's another one. There's going to be a lot of little, small snowfall events from the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, maybe even a Clipper system at some point next week comes through the Northeast. Not going to be much moisture, but you also see at the same time, and we're here on Tuesday evening, here's that storm system, or disturbance I should say, that's across portions of Texas. Not all that impressive. And you can see here, at that point, we do finally introduce some moisture into the Pacific Northwest. Let's zoom in on that, and we can see here, across portions of Seattle, yes, middle of next week, you could see some rainfall. Not much in the way of mountain snows. This is really a warm system. And then another disturbance on Thursday. And after that, yes, another disturbance as we head into next weekend. Alrighty, let's talk about the Climate Prediction Center. Below average temperatures for 6 to 10 day in the east. slightly above average in the west. I promise you, it's not going to initially be warmer along the west coast tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, but as we head into the next week, it will warm up for you considerably. There will be temperatures in sunny California in the 70s along the I-5 corridor. Yes, that will happen. And near normal in between in the central region of the United States. Below average precipitation, 6 to 10 day from California straight on through to about Kentucky. But the northern plains, you'll see there some slightly above average precipitation. And of course the Pacific Northwest as well, and Texas. Taking a look at 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, above average temperatures in the west, below average in the east, and that probably will continue beyond that point. Eventually, some of this region in the west may make it east towards the middle section of December. Taking a look now at the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, dry from generally across this whole entire I-70 corridor. Yeah, from California all the way into the east and northeast. Though it's going to be cold in the northeast, this is not a great setup for snow. Again, a couple clipper systems may come in with some snowflakes in the air to make it feel like the holiday season, but you're not going to see big accumulating snows aside from what is going to happen north and west of I-95 tomorrow. Near normal precipitation in the south, with exceptions to Texas, and above average precipitation in the north. Alrighty, folks, that does it for the Wednesday weather update. A quick note, we will have another weather update again tomorrow on Thanksgiving, and, well, if you're seeing this video for whatever reason several days later, hey, go click on my account down below, Climate Data Report. I'm sure there is a new video up because I do videos just about almost every day. That does it for today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, maybe you've been checking out my videos a lot lately, consider subscribing down below. Hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. I will see you all again tomorrow. Until I see you again tomorrow, hey, have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and stay safe out there and just enjoy the holiday season. Thanks for watching. See you again tomorrow. Take care.